Larry Vickers has pled guilty to numerous gun charges. Let's go. So I'm going to unpack this. This is going to be almost entirely opinion. So take it or leave it. I do not give a fuck. This is just my opinion. I'm going to try to kind of explain what I think is going on here with Larry and his co-conspirators, as you might say, and try to explain it the best that I can. Again, but this is my opinion. So what he has pleaded guilty to is basically acquiring prohibited weapons, machine guns manufactured after May of 1986 in a fraudulent manner. So what they were doing, if I understand this correctly, and I've read the indictment, I've read the charges several times, he was working with a couple police chiefs, a couple gun dealers, and I'm not implying that he was the mastermind of this, but there's several conspirators involved here. And there is something known as a law letter. And that is where, let's say, a police department wants to buy some machine guns or some short-barreled rifles or anything. But let's just use machine guns. Let's just say an HK-51s. They would send a letter on letterhead to the BATF that says, "Hey, we want to buy some HK-51s. We're requesting a couple demo units. We need to demo them and see, if they're a fit for us." So in turn, the dealer that they were working with would obtain these weapons, import it in, and that's on the premise that they're going to buy it or demo these guns. So that is kind of what was happening here. Is you had a couple rogue police chiefs that would write these letters. And look, I'm saying the term rogue, that's my opinion. I don't think that all of these letters that they wrote, and let me tell you, there was hundreds of these letters, and we're talking about 1,000+ weapons. Okay, so this is a big number, man. This is a big number. They would write these letters, say, "Hey, we want to import these in." They'd get these weapons in, and then Larry would end up with some of these, and some of these would go into his personal collection. Others would go to other people. Some of them were being sold. I mean, it says he has pled guilty to selling some of these for profit. So meaning, again, he would get these and sell them and make money off the deal also. So one of the more interesting aspects of this case is that he was there. They've also have charges. I don't remember if he's actually pled guilty or not to this, but to violating sanctions laws. So that tells me right there's a few countries you cannot import weapons from. First and foremost would be China and Russia. You've got a bunch of other ones, but those are the only two that I would think would really be involved in this. And evidently they had imported weapons from that, and they did that with the premise, probably for training purposes. Hey, look, we need to import in 10 AKs because we're going to be running a law enforcement class, and we're going to do some training on it with this police department. So that's a pretty big violation. So when you to summarize this, I think that this would have probably never been caught or even investigated if the number was not so big. I mean, if you look at the number of law letters that were sent, it's hundreds. I mean, I think one department sent 127, and another one was even bigger than that, and the total weapons was well over 1,000. And again, there's no police department that's going to be demoing that. I mean, that's an insane big number. It's certainly raised some red flags. And in my opinion, though, look, if there's one person that I would have zero issue with owning all these weapons, it would be Larry Vickers, right? I mean, here's a decorated, well thought of gentleman, but he definitely messed up here. I mean, he definitely messed up. He made a mistake. He's probably going to go to prison for a pretty decent amount of time, at least several years. And the whole thing is very unfortunate. That's my opinion. Leave in the comments what you think. Out.